everybody, welcome back to Cards by the Hill. My name is Jane Hill. So this is going to be a video following on from the fish pond. Okay, now some white Fimo clay. I hope you can see okay. The sun is coming through the window at the moment and I don't have a blind there. Yeah, so some Fimo clay. I like to use a metal ruler to chop it up, a small one. Okay, and I've got a couple of tools about. This one here that's rubber on the end, which can press in to make shapes, and this Wilton one here, which has got the ball on the end. I mean, you can use whatever you like, you know, you don't need nothing specific to make these things unless you do it all the time. So I'm gonna make something similar to the ones that I did in the fish pond. That video is up if you want to have a look at it. So I'm just going to take some Fimo and get it nice and warm so it's pliable. And you know, you make your fish however you want it to look. It's up to you. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I just made it the way I made it. So it's this one here in orange and white. Not sure how well you can see him. And of course, if you make it and you don't think it's thick enough or big enough, you just add some more clay to it and start again. Right. My board isn't 100% clean, so my Fimo is looking a little bit dirty, but having said that, I will paint it white. Okay, so get the towel off like that, the front of the body just rounding off, and then from the very front just kind of flatten it out a little bit so he's got a little bit of a hump here. Okay, right, so that's that bit. Now we're going to give him some eyes. I'm actually going to use a flower tool. I'm going to go in the sides like that for his eyes. Okay. In the front for his mouth. Like that. And then we're going to work on the tail. Now the tail, again, round ball, squash it down, cut it in half. Then you're going to shape each side more like a tail. Like that, flatten it down just a little bit, and then we're going to make some scores down it so it looks like a tail. So let's do it with a pokey. Oh, actually we can do it with the ruler. I just want to make some lines down it. and then that is going to attach to the end of his tail like that, and then you can flip one part of his fin up, one part down. We're going to give him a little whisker across the front. There we go. And now we'll do his fins. So tiny little bit of the clay, just work it and warm it up. Cut it in half again if you need to. And then with the flower tool, just going to pull some away, flatten it out somewhat, and make some ridges in it. Like that. On his back it goes, and you can curl it round with the tool. Okay, we've got to add some fins on the sides. I might make that tail a bit smaller. Now there's two there. I'm just going to curl them over. And you know, they don't have to be perfect. I mean, he's a fish, so not everything's going to be perfect on him. He might have caught himself on some rocks, had a fight with a shark. Unless, of course, you want to make him perfect. He's got two there. Let's just make his tail a bit smaller. Alright, just gonna shape the tail again. Like that. Put some marks on his tail. And with this one, I'm just gonna add what looks like scales going down his back. on his head, and he's pretty much done. And of course you can keep part of his tail up in the air if you want to. That's him. So that's the one I made in there, the orange and white one. Okay, so we'll finish him off after he's been baked, and hopefully he looks quite sensible. There's another two I've got over here that I made. These were just practice ones. This is a similar one, but I didn't finish painting him. And then there was this one, which was a small one, but I'll keep those for another project. Okay, so there he is. Once I've baked him, as I say, I'll come back and paint him, and we'll finish the video then. Okay, so here's the Fimo fish back out of the oven. I had to make an adjustment to the front fins there because they didn't seem to bake very well. So I took one off, just cut it in half and put them on both sides. I think that looks better actually. So now he needs painting in white acrylic. Okay, so just a little dab. Get him painted. And then once he's dry, we can add some orange to him and blacken the eyes, blacken the mouth, and he's pretty much done. So if you're wanting to make a Fimo fish for your fish pond, I found these were the easiest way to do it. This was the easiest way to do it. Obviously, as I said, there's plenty of other videos up of people making extraordinary fishes. Right, so just going to put him on this card because I don't want to mess up the area again so quickly now that I've cleaned it up. So as I say, you know, if you want something a little bit more advanced, have a look on YouTube, Pinterest. You'll find something a little bit more technical to make. I like to keep them nice and simple. Here he is. Okay, so once he's dry, we'll add the black and the orange, and he's finished. Okay, so the fish is dry. Here he is up close. Hopefully you can see him properly. So we're going to add some orange and black to him. We're going to need a toothpick to do his eyes and mouth, and some black paint. The orange I've got, I found the Arteza orange was a little bit thin, so I'm going to use a pound shop orange. Just let me get that. Okay, so the pound shop ones come in these little pots, which I think are very useful to keep in the stash. So what I'm going to do is just add some orange to him here and there. And you know, there's no definitive way of painting these. You can add as much colour or as little colour as you like. This is not the best brush. Look at this brush. Oh dear. Not the best brush to use, but it will get some colour on him. So I'm just going to put it here and now. And you can look up patterns on the net of the way that they're painted according to the colouring of the fish themselves. You can get some good ideas on the net. Right, so that's as much orange as I'm going to put. And then with the black, I've put far too much black out on the board here. Just going to go in his eyes. And in his mouth. And clean up any mess there. Like that. He's got a bit of a wonky eye, but never mind. And then just want to put some orange around his little whiskers. Like that. And that's about it for him, I think. You can varnish them afterwards if you want to. But I think that's enough colour. This brush, I think it's due for the bin. There we go. Right, so I've got to put him to one side to dry again. Okay, and then I'll come back and show you when he's dry. Alright, so here he is. He's all painted and dried. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit of Deco Art Duraclear gloss varnish to him. As I've said, you don't have to varnish him. You can just put him on the way he is. Just to give him an extra little bit of shine. there we go. So there he is finished. Let's bring him up so you can see him. Quite an easy way of doing a fish. You know, that's the way I do them, nice and simple. If you want anything more advanced, have a little look on Pinterest or YouTube. But that's an easy way of doing one. So as I'm doing all my videos, I want to thank you for your likes. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It means so much to me in the channel. Thank you for taking the time out to watch, and I'll see you on the next one.